Hello, my name is Conetsu, and today I'm going to do a completely original idea. Would I be able to beat Pokémon Platinum with only one Buneary? Okay, I'm just messing with you. Obviously, I'm not the first, but really this type of challenge isn't anything new, and I'm just jumping on the hype train. But hey, I like Pokemon and I like Buneary. Well, I absolutely love Buneary, unironically of course, so I figured this isn't too bad of an idea. Buneary stats are on par with a base form starter Pokemon. With a total of 350 overall points, its attack and special defense aren't that bad. But really, its crowning glory here is its speed. Even with that in mind, I'm still gonna be EV training Buneary because Cynthia scares the bejesus out of me. Yes, this is Platinum and not Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl where she has a beast of a team, but she's still scary here. It has a decent level up move list and a wide TM and HM list. But the two moves that I'm eyeing would be Thunderbolt and Ice Beam for good coverage. Couple that with Return, which you can get at the beginning of the game, and Jump Kick, which is a level up move, I have a solid chance at defeating the game. So considering this is my first Pokemon challenge, Buneary isn't the worst Pokemon to make a challenge out of. But I guess you're wondering why I chose Buneary. Well, Buneary is my favorite Pokemon. Back in 2011, when Diamond and Pearl first came out, I was ecstatic about the new DS Pokemon game. And when I encountered Buneary in Eterna Forest, I was hook, line, and sinker. I promptly named it Fluffy because what else would a 12-year-old name it? And I loved it with every fiber of my being. And so that's why I wanted to do a challenge with it, because I love it so much. Plain and simple. Now with that, I'll get to the rules. I can only use Buneary in battle, number 1. I will have to get other Pokemon for HM moves, but otherwise every battle, major, minor, will be fought by Buneary. No items in battle, number 2. Only held items and items that can be used outside of battle are allowed. And number 3, no daycare, cheats, or exploits are allowed. Only restarting the game for money is allowed. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so that you can see the many more challenges me and Raishi plan to do. For updates, art, and others, make sure to follow our socials. The links are in the description. So with those out of the way, let's get started. After I named myself and Raishi, I picked Buneary as my starter Pokemon with the help of the Universal Pokemon Randomizer. I picked to replace Buneary with Turtwig so that my rival, Raishi, will pick Chimchar, which when fully evolved will be the hardest starter to defeat at the end. I can't check Buneary's stats because I have to battle Raishi first, so after a few pounds, the move I mean, we have our first victory. So right now, this would be considered a fail run because of this Buneary's ability Klutz, meaning she can't hold on to any items. Holding on to an item which is allowed in the rules is essential in order to beat the challenge, so I'm going to have to restart until I get the correct Buneary. Thankfully, after only 4 resets, I get the Buneary without Klutz. Sure, Runaway saves us a few headaches here and there, but it won't actually help us overall. I'm not gonna reset just for the perfect ability I want to start this run. A relaxed nature means that he has good defense but low speed, which isn't the best since that's the stat that needs to be raised the most in order for us to win. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. I'm EV training anyway, so we'll be able to salvage it. After renaming my Buneary to Fluffy, I get the TM return from Professor Rowan and make him learn it. It won't be powerful now, but later on it will be. Once I arrive in Jubilife City and get the Poketch and the Quick Claw to ensure that my Buneary will move first in battle. Not a permanent item, but it helps in the beginning. I battled Raishi on my way to Orberg City, but because I had trained beforehand for special attack EVs, he wasn't an issue. After arriving in Orberg City and getting Rourke to go back to his gym, Fluffy is at level 11. I don't think I can challenge Rourke just yet at this level, so I grind up to level 16, which is the level his Cranidos, his ace, is at. Even then, I doubt that I can beat his Onix because I only have normal type moves. I can defeat him for sure at level 23 when I learn Jump Kick, but I want to see how low of a level I can defeat him at because I want to suffer apparently. These stats aren't bad, but we'll just have to see how they match up. Oh god, they match up bad. I was doing basically chip damage to Geodude save for a lucky crit, but unfortunately, it spamming Rock Throw got the best of my Fluffy as he went down. I try again, but this time spamming Defense Curl in the beginning to get my defense up to see if that would help me, and it kind of did. I was able to survive more Rock Throws, but unfortunately because it was in range, Rourke used a potion when Geodude was in red health while I held on at 5. Obviously, I lost that fight. I'll have to come back at a better level. Level 20 is when I made actual progress because level 18 just ended badly. So after setting up with 5 defense girls, I managed to defeat Geodude, but out next is Onyx when Fluffy is unfortunately at only 16 health. We were doing decent damage until Onyx hit a critical rock throw, knocking us out. We wouldn't have withstood Granados anyway, but that still sucks. I'm stubborn though, so let's just go to level 22 and flirt with Chance. And hey, flirting with Chance worked. I set up with 6 defense girls and start attacking Geodude. We exchange blows and I get to a lower health than I would like to be, but a critical hit helps defeat Geodude. Onyx comes out and we exchange blows. He brings me to 14 health, but him missing lets us defeat him. Granados comes out and I'm feeling nervous because a critical can end me. He chips me down with headbutt and just as I get to 2 health, I outspeed his attack and feint him, winning the battle and earning my first gym badge. After some plot, I have to fight the run killer Commander Mars of Team Galactic. Though thanks to jump kick after reaching level 23 and despite the fake out, both Zubat and Perugly fall to Fluffy. I make it to Eterna Forest and take up Cheryl's offer. She heals you after battle, and there are some Pokemon good for special attack EVs in this forest, so free heals are a must. I get to Eterna and challenge the gym leader Gardenia. She sends out her Turtwig and a return brings it to red health, but Gardenia heals it with a super potion. It uses withdraw, so it takes 3 returns to make it faint, but not before it sets up a sunny day for Cherim, who comes out with its sunny form. 2 returns make it faint, and finally, it's Gardenia's ace Roserade, who I bring down to red health before it heals itself with its Oran Berry. As sunny day ends, Roserade paralyzes me, slowing me down, but I manage to defeat it with 1 last return. Next, I have to battle Commander Jupiter to progress. Other than her skunk tank who took 3 returns to defeat, she was an easy win. After getting the bike voucher, I battle my way through Cycling Road to obtain speed EVs and arrive at Hearthome City where I get the Shell Bell and then make my way towards the gym after retrieving Fantina. Fantina starts with Duskull, who's a one-shot with Foresight and a return. Haunter comes out and puts me to sleep and confuses me in the next turn. It gets me down to 55 health before a return faints it. Out comes Magius, and unfortunately I'm still feeling the effects of confusion, so I hurt myself. She uses Psybeam as I take out a chunk of her health. I use Return and she uses Magical Leaf to bring me to 2 health. Unfortunately, 1 return does not faint her as she heals off of her berry and she takes me down with the Psybeam. It might just be my luck, so I'll try again at the same level. Good news is, I remain at the same level, but bad news is that it takes me 3 tries before I get the good one. Duskull sets off a Future Sight and I take it down. Haunter misses a Hypnosis, I take the Future Sight and then I take it down. Out comes Magius, it confuses me, I take it to half green health, it hits me with a Psybeam taking me to half health, but thankfully Confusion Luck is on my side as I pull off the last return, winning the battle. After failing Raishi's fight 2 times, I get the winning one. I get rid of Staravia with 2 returns despite it letting off a double team. Next is Monferno, who attacks before me with a Mach Punch, but a return from me brings it to yellow health. I outspeed the second turn and then I faint it. Finally, Buizel and Roselia are a one-shot with return. I make my way to Salesian Ruins, get the Defog TM, and then go to Veilstone City. I try playing the game corner for the TM for Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, but I'm not super great at these old gambling games. I can get them at a later time anyway, so I just buy coins to get the Silk Scarf since this is the only place you can really get it. Now that I have the Silk Scarf, I can go try my luck against Maylene, and after struggling with the gym puzzle. She starts out with the Meta-type, who flinches me with a fake out, but I manage to one-shot it. Out comes Machoke, who I bring down to red health. It misses with Rock Tomb as I faint it with a return. Last is her Lucario, but 1 jump kick faints it, winning the battle. Another fight with Raishi before I enter Pastoria Gym. Out comes Staravia, who I outspeed this time and faint it using return. Monferno outspeeds me with a Mach Punch, bringing me down to 68 health before I too shot it with a return. Finally, Roselia and Buizel were one shot with return, making me win the fight. With that, I make my way through the gym to get the Challenge Crasher Wake. First up is Gyarados, who cuts my attack with Intimidate. It brings me to yellow health, but a return faints it. Out comes Floatzel, but the brine makes me faint. Okay, it seems I have to grind. I go back and fight the trainers that I ignored. But unfortunately, as I came back every 2 levels after grinding, I just lost the battle to his incredibly fast Floatzel. Thankfully, after 5 tries and getting some calcium, I managed this one. Gyarados is a 2-shot with return, but he brings me to 69 health. Nice. As out comes the dreaded Floatzel. I nearly one-shot it with return, but I use Bounce as a precaution, which makes it faint. I contemplate which move would be better against Quagsire and incorrectly choose return, as it brings me to only 9 health. Thankfully, another return faints it, winning the battle. Next is the Cyrus fight in Celestic Town. Out comes Sneasel, who I one-shot with a jump kick. I use return on Golbat for a feint, and finally the stupid Murkrow goes down with a return for an easy victory. I make my way to Canalave City after getting the TM for Thunderbolt at Valley Windworks for another Raishi fight before the gym. First is Staraptor, who is a one-shot with Thunderbolt. Next is Heracross, who is a one-shot with Bounce. The dreaded Infernape is out, but unfortunately a return isn't enough as I faint from a Brick Break. Second attempt goes the same, except I use Bounce for Infernape, get lucky as I paralyze it, so I use return to defeat it. Floatzel is a one-shot with Thunderbolt, and Roserade is a one-shot with return. I had to train up my Pokemon in Iron Island because I lost to a Scizor gym trainer, so at level 59 I attempted gym. First is Magneton, who's a one-shot with jump kick. Second is Steelix, who makes a Sandstorm as 2 jump kicks defeated. Finally, Bastiodon is a one-shot with jump kick. Man, I had a harder time with a random trainer than with Byron. While I suck at the ice puzzle, I'll take this time to address you guys. So far, apart from me fainting due to bad confusion luck, this challenge has been pretty simple. I have good type coverage, decent attack, and an abundance of held items to boost certain moves. For my first challenge, this isn't super hard unlike what Madrybred or Flygon HG has done, but again, Buneary is my favorite, so I thought I'd give it a try. I was inspired by them and it looked like fun. Anyways, enough about me, it's time to battle Candice. First is her Sneasel, who's a one-shot with jump kick. Second is Abomasnow, whose Snow Warning whips up a hail as I bounce to miss her Focus Blast. I get it to yellow health as her second Focus Blast brings me to 60 health, which is brought down more by the hail. Candice uses a Hyper Potion as I bounce again, but unfortunately I miss and faint on the next turn. I try again because I'm stubborn. Sneasel goes down easy, Abomasnow is next and I switch to jump kick instead and go down to half health. Candice uses a Hyper Potion, I use jump kick to bring it to a sliver, and then I use bounce to feint it. Unfortunately, I'm only on 25 health thanks to the hail as Frostlass comes out. A Thunderbolt isn't enough to feint it as I go down to Blizzard. I tried this fight 5 times at the same level before going out to level up 2 more times, and even then, I tried this fight at level 66 about 3 more times before finally getting this run. As Sneasel comes out, it goes down easy as usual. I luck out and critically hit Abomasnow with a jump kick, fainting it as I remain perfectly healthy for Frostlass. I use Bounce to bring it to half health, but its held Citrus Berries restores its health degree. She uses Double Team, but thankfully I hit it with Bounce, KOing it. Finally, her Piloswine goes down with a jump kick. Phew! I didn't say Candice was easy, but combined with her stupid gym puzzle, she made me kind of hate her, not gonna lie. But I can't disrespect part of the lightly clothed trio, so I'll let it slide. I have to do another Cyrus fight to release the 3 legendary Lake Pokemon. First is Sneasel, who's a one-shot with jump kick. Out comes Golbat, who doesn't poison me with Poison Fang as it takes 2 Thunderbolts thanks to a full restore to take down. Last is a stupid Honchkrow as it goes down to a single Thunderbolt. Good riddance. Afterwards is a Commander Saturn fight, which I lost the first 3 times due to bad confusion luck, but I just held a Person Berry to get rid of it, and in the next attempt I won the battle. I make my way to Mount Coronet to help Raishi battle Mars and Jupiter. He didn't really help me much, which caused me to almost lose, but thankfully I managed to pull through. Now comes the last fight with Cyrus in the Distortion Realm. First up is Houndoom, who's a one-shot with return. Second is Dumb Honchkrow, who goes down to a return like the weakling it is. Up next is Gyarados, who's a one-shot with Thunderbolt. Then comes Weavile, and I flinch with a Fake Out, but thankfully it's a one-shot with Jump Kick. Finally, Crobat, and I misclick with a Jump Kick. It uses Cross Poison, bringing me to 69 health, nice, as the poison slows me down. Another hit brings me to 18 health, as a return brings it to red health. Cyrus uses a full restore as I use 2 returns to feint it, finally winning the battle. Oh man, that was clutch. I made a few mistakes, but thankfully I managed to defeat him despite the poison. I was dreading to navigate the Distortion World again, but thankfully I decided to save my sanity and just catch Giratina and the Master Ball so that I can move on to the final gym. The final gym is Electric Gym Leader Volkner, who I lost to once thanks to bad paralysis luck. Jolteon, Raichu, and Electivire are one-shots with return in the second run, but Luxray doesn't go down easy as it lives with red. Volkner uses a full restore, but thankfully one return defeats it. I was going to be very worried if I took too long with Volkner, but thank goodness he didn't, or else I wouldn't have time to do my last preparations. I go through Victory Road, grab any items that I may need like the airplane, and battle all possible trainers because I maxed out my stats a while ago. As you can see, the speed and attack are great, the special attack is decent, and the defense is good enough. I couldn't really put focus into defense because my Fluffy is a glass cannon, meaning either kill or be killed in one shot. Again, I have a multitude of items to boost certain moves depending on certain problem Pokemon that I may face, plus all the rare candies I've found and saved in case I need to up my level while inside the Elite Four arena. We'll see if these stats bring me far. As usual, Raishi ruins my fun. First up is Staraptor, who's a one-shot with Thunderbolt. Next is Heracross, who's a one-shot with Bounce. But up next is Infernape, who's only brought down to yellow health before he takes me out with a single Focus Blast. Figures. Unfortunately, I stubbornly tried this fight 5 times at the same level until I conceded and just leveled up more. And even then, coming in after 2 levels didn't help me until I was level 81. Here are my stats. Again, beastly speed, decent attack, and special attack, and 10 more points for my defense, which I can't complain about. Hopefully it'll be enough. I equip the air plate before the battle. Staraptor goes down to Thunderbolt, Heracross goes down to Bounce, Infernape goes down to Bounce, Floatzel goes down to Thunderbolt, Snorlax goes down to 2 jump kicks while I take a bit of damage, and last is Roserade, who I one-shot with Bounce. Thank God it's over. Now it's time to battle the Elite Four. I keep the air plate equipped, but regardless I lost to Aaron 3 times thanks to his Vespiquen. Here's my best but most boggling run. First up is Yanmega, it goes down to a single bounce. Heracross is also a one-shot with Bounce. Vespiquen goes to red health and then gets paralyzed as an effect. I use Thunderbolt as Aaron uses a full restore. We do this back and forth between Thunderbolt and heal order, but eventually it goes down. Sizer is out, but unfortunately one jump kick isn't enough to defeat it as I go down to X-Scissor. I don't concede as I try again at the same level. I give PP ups to Bounce before entering the battle again. Yanmega and Heracross was a one-shot with Bounce. I contemplate with Vespiquen before using a Thunderbolt. It's not in range for heal order as another Thunderbolt takes it down. I'm perfectly healthy as Sizer comes out. Jump kick brings it to yellow as it uses Night Slash in return. Another jump kick faints it. Finally, Drapion is out and 2 bounces make it faint. Aaron down, Bertha next. I equip the fist plate and heal up before I move on. Bertha's specialty is ground types. First is Whiscash, who's a one-shot with return. Next is Gliscor, and the return brings it to yellow health as it earthquakes. Bertha uses a full restore as 2 returns KOs it. Next is Hippowdon, and once again I choose wrong as return brings it to yellow health as I get taken down thanks to Earthquake and the Sandstorm. I made bad decisions. Or not, as I had to try this fight 2 more times before leveling up once, and even then I wasn't lucky. Whiscash is a one-shot with return, Gliscor is a 3-shot with return, Hippowdon comes out and I'm hit with a yawn as 2 returns faints it. Unfortunately, I'm asleep as Golem comes out. I get KO'd because of the Earthquake. I did this fight 3 times at the same level before I conceded. I replace Thunderbolt with Grass Knot, switch out the Fist Plate with the Rose Incense, and then try again, to great success. Whiscash goes to red health with Grass Knot before Bertha uses a full restore. A return KOs it. Gliscor goes down to 2 returns, Hippowdon is a one-shot with Grass Knot, Golem is a one-shot with Grass Knot, and finally, Rhyperior is a one-shot with Grass Knot. It was clutch thanks to the Sandstorm, but at least we got through it thanks to Grass Knot. Bertha down, Flint is next. I replace the Incense with the Sky Plate as I go up against Flint, the Fire Specialist. Other than Infernape, who was a one-shot with Bounce, everyone else got taken down thanks to return. Thank God he was easy. Last up is Lucian, the Psychic-type Specialist. Mr. Mime, Gallade, Alakazam, and Espeon were one-shots with either return or bounce, but Bronzong is where it gets interesting. We trade shots on Bronzong, but luckily we don't get Confuse Raid, land all of our jump kicks as we live on 5 health, KOing Bronzong and winning the battle. All the Elite Four have been defeated, it's time for Cynthia. First I heal up, then I replace Bounce with Ice Beam, and equip the Icicle Plate. Here are my stats before the final battle. Level 84, huh? I thought I would have to be level 100, but I won't speak too soon. Let's hope that my speed and my attack will be able to carry us until the end. I suspect I'll have to be redoing this fight a lot. First attempt goes horribly, I don't even get past Spiritomb, as we just trade shots and unfortunately Spiritomb is stronger as it whittles me down, defeating me. Before my next attempt, I get rid of Return and replace it with Shadow Ball. It doesn't go a lot better as Spiritomb still crushes me. I hold back my pride as I use my remaining rare candies to get to level 88 and try again. Spiritomb is out and we trade shots with Shadow Ball and Ice Beam before it goes down. Unfortunately, thanks to my low health and extreme speed, Lucario defeats me. For my next attempt, I level up again, but this time I replace Return with Iron Tail and get better results. Spiritomb goes down to Ice Beam and Iron Tail, Lucario is a one-shot with Jump Kick, Togekiss is a 2-shot with Ice Beam as an Aurora Sphere brings me to 12 health. The dreaded Garchomp goes down to an Ice Beam, but unfortunately a Grass Knot isn't enough to faint my Lotec as I go down thanks to my low health. I tried this fight 3 more times until I figured to replace the Icicle Plate with a Citrus Berry to have a bit more health. And it worked, sort of. Spiritomb goes down to 2 Iron Tails, Lucario goes down to a Jump Kick, Togekiss is a 2-shot with Ice Beam and I regain health in that battle, Garchomp goes down to 1 Ice Beam, Milotic is a critical hit knockout with a Grass Knot, but unfortunately, my luck runs out as I get defeated by Roserade, who takes me out with a Sludge Bomb. So close! So I figured instead of just one big heal, I need to heal over time, so I equipped the Shell Bell instead. But due to bad luck, I lost 3 times before finally getting this run. Spiritomb goes down to 2 Iron Tails, Lucario goes down to a Jump Kick, Togekiss goes down to 2 Ice Beams, Garchomp is a 1-shot with Ice Beam, Milotic is a 2-shot with Grass Knot, and finally, Roserade is a 1-shot with Iron Tail. Oh my god, my Fluffy defeated Cynthia Day of Days! I'm so happy, you guys, you don't even know it. And with that comes the end of my very first Pokemon run with Only Bunneary. You could obviously figure out that I was inspired by MDB and Flygon HG's single Pokemon runs and wanted to do my own with my favorite Pokemon. This is my first time playing Pokemon Platinum, so it was really interesting to see the differences from Diamond and Pearl. I'm still bad at puzzles, especially the Ice Gym puzzle, but at least this one didn't take me 5 days to figure out. Probably took me 15 minutes, which isn't fast. But I hate ice puzzles, so still that's my excuse. I could have probably defeated Cynthia at a lower level, but I'm bad at avoiding trainers, so it couldn't be helped. Also, I didn't know where to mention it, but just so you know, off camera, I planted and harvested the berries that would help me get rid of unnecessary EVs, boost the correct ones, and restore PP off camera. Which is why sometimes you would see the berry map on my Poketch, and why it was displayed a lot of the time, if not the most. I was quite scared for the Distortion World because this run was my first time encountering the puzzle for it, and my dry bread always said that it was such a hassle to go through if he fainted during the last Cyrus fight, but it wasn't that bad for me. Again, I had to exit it to water and harvest the berries and then go through it again, so I guess that doesn't count, but it was better than I expected. The overall theme for this run was basically if I got too frustrated with a battle, I'd have an epiphany and just switch out moves, held items, or level up more. Sounds stupid, but I'm practicing not being high blood and just getting frustrated from the get-go, so that's why it's not my immediate thought. Common sense is not so common for me, it seems. But in any case, bottom line is, I had fun. I'm getting used to editing videos, so that's why this is super late. Hopefully my next challenge, Pokemon Yellow, with only the Pokemon Adventures manga, Yellow's team. Yellow's team from the Pokemon Adventures manga. Sorry, that was a bit of a mouthful. Hopefully this will be more optimized. So please like, subscribe, comment, and click the bell for notifications. Raishi's coming up with more stuff, and we have the Pup and Bun Variety Hour stream every Friday at 9 PM GMT 8. Our socials are in the description. With that, see you next challenge. Goodbye!